Hello aspirants, welcome to Grace IAS UPSC guidance series. So we have done earlier GS paper 3, we have already started with GS paper 3 strategy. In that we have done the economy part. Today we will be doing the science and technology part of GS paper 3 as well as environment, right? So look at the science and technology syllabus. So what we are going to discuss, one will be doing about the syllabus of science and technology as well as the syllabus of environment, right? So what we are going to do, yes, so we will be discussing the syllabus. We will be discussing the syllabus so we will be discussing the syllabus of science and technology as well as environment. Environment, one, we will be discussing about the syllabus, and then also we will look at the sources of study from where you have to study environment as well as science and technology, and then we will also see the weightage of question. The weightage of questions in prelims and mains from science and technology as well as environment. So you will come to know that what weightage is given, how much importance you should put to these both the subjects. So these both the subjects, they are extremely important. When you look at the weightage, you will come to know that good number of questions coming from science and technology as well as the environment, both in prelims as well as mains, right? So first look at the syllabus. Overview of the syllabus we have done in the last session when we were doing the economy, right? So we have done the overview of GS paper 3, already we have done it. Today I will be focusing on science and technology as well as the environment section. So let's look at the syllabus first. Science and technology, what they are going to ask. So as I have been doing both from the prelims and mains perspective, so in this session also I will be doing both from the prelims and mains perspective. Science and technology is there in your prelims, which is in the name of general science. The syllabus is mentioned in terms of general science, and in your mains it is mentioned in terms of science and technology, right? So the question in prelims will also be talking about in science, which is mentioned as general science in your prelims. So mostly general science means, what do you understand? Physics, chemistry, physics, chemistry, bio, isn't it? Physics, chemistry, bio. So some basics questions of physics, chemistry, bio as well as general science, and general science related to your science and technology, that is related to, that could be related to artificial intelligence, that could be related to nanotechnology, biotechnology, such and such, right? So when you prepare for your mains in science and technology, you will be able to solve good number of questions also in the prelims, right? So there is a common kind of things. In prelims they can ask you the questions from physics, chemistry, bio, the basics question, as well as from the science and technology. In the mains, mostly they asked on the current development from science and technology, from these sections. I hope you are getting the clarity. Yes, so science and technology developments and their applications and effects in everyday life. Again, you need not worry that particularly students coming from science, non-science background, that is humanities backgrounds or commerce background, who would have left their touch in science subject in their school itself, and they would have not studied after their school, so they should not worry that they ask question from science and technology, it would be difficult or so. So mostly the questions they asked in the prelims of science related, that is related till class 10th level, right? And then current development, that too from the non-technical perspective. You don't have to be a scientist to answer these questions. They ask from a very simple aspect, and more importance is given to the application aspects. More importance is given to the application aspect. So you understand the various terms which is mentioned in the syllabus and its application, and what is being done in day to days, or something which is related to current development in that particular field. For example, what is the current development in the field of computers, robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology. So the current development also you should be able to trace. That you can do it from the current affairs, that is from newspapers or magazines, right? Sources anyway we will be studying from where you have to do. So what we have to study? Science and technology development and their application, right? So the recent development in science and technology and also their application, and particularly what India is doing. What India is doing, for example, what India is doing in robotics, what development in India taking place in nanotechnology or biotechnology, that is our major concern. That is our major concern. What is happening around the world, that also you should know, but most importantly the focus should be what is happening in India in field of these what is mentioned: robotics, nanotechnology, biotechnology, space science like ISRO and all, missiles development. All these things will be coming under science and technology. I hope you are getting the point. Then achievements of Indian in science and technology, indigenizations of technology and development as well as new technology. So what do you understand achievements of Indian? So you know, like Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, our former president, he was known as a missile man, right? Because he has hugely contributed to the field of missile technology, isn't it? Same way BARC, Baba Atomic Research Center, BARC. So Jahangir Baba, Homi Jahangir Baba, what is his contribution in the field of science and technology? What is the contribution of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam in the field of science and technology? You know, in missile technology has contributed a lot. Similarly, what is the contribution of Sri C.N. Rao in the field of space science, isn't it? So that is what you have to study about, the achievements of various Indians in the science and technology, and also indigenization of technology. What do you mean by indigenization? Indigenization means what India has developed indigenously. So in terms of science and technology, we have been dependent lot on the Western countries, particularly US and European countries, isn't it? We import a lot technology related things from these countries, isn't it? Because somewhere India has not developed to that level. So what you have to see, that what in this section, what India has developed indigenously. So we have, you know, the cryogenic engine and all we have been developing indigenously. Lot of, we have launched Chandrayaan Mission 3. So all these things, you know, lot of indigenous development has taken place. So that also you have to focus, that what indigenously India is, you know, developing in the field of science and technology, that you have to be aware about. I hope you till here you got the idea, science and technology development and their application, then achievements of Indians and indigenous, what India has developed in an indigenous manner, then awareness in the field of IT, information technology, space like ISRO and all. You have to study computers, robotics, and this artificial intelligence will come, nanotechnology, biotechnology, and issues relating to intellectual property rights, IPR. So all these topics are mentioned in the science and technology aspect of your mains in GS paper 3, right? Then science is also there in your prelims. It is also there in your prelims. So in prelims, what they will be asking? Of course, these are the common thing which you have to study both for your prelims as well as for your mains. Apart from that, you should also study physics, chemistry, bio. At least once you should revise what you have done from 6th to 10th. If some questions comes, for example, related to metals or periodic table in chemistry, biology related to organs or so. So the basic understanding is very, very important, that you can brush up 6th to 10th and then you are all set to answer those type of questions, the basics questions of science. Now we'll look at that. I hope till here, the syllabus is complete. You got to know about the syllabus of science and technology. Then from where you need to study, what are the sources? That's again, it's very, very important. We have to study minimum resources and maximum revision and most authentic resources, right? So these are the resources which you can study. 6th to 10th NCERT, at least, once you should study. Just like, I told you that general science, it is there in your prelims. It is there in your prelims. So for basics understanding, once you read it out, this general science 6th to 10th, once at least, just to refresh yourself, so that some question in prelims which you get, you'll be able to answer. Then these are some specific chapters which you should study, like chemistry 11th, unit 14, and bio unit 4 and 5. So whatever is mentioned, be selective for 11th and 12th. 11th and 12th NCERT, you have to be selective. Physics we have not mentioned. For chemistry we have mentioned unit 4 and bio unit 4 and 5 of 11th class NCERT. Then 12th class NCERT, again chemistry unit 16 and bio 8, 9 and 10th chapter, right? So only these chapters you study in a selective manner. Apart from that, this book by Mr. Ravi Agrahari, Science and Technology, is a quite comprehensive book. It has been prepared from the UPSC perspective. So basics you will be able to understand from here. Now then, current development, we have seen in the syllabus that current development related to science and technology also the questions is being asked. So current you can study. For that you have to study newspaper. You have to study newspaper, or the Science Reporter magazine also you can study. But I think if you study regular newspaper, that should be more than enough. Because anyway, you know the basics, you know what is nanotechnology, that you will come to know from this book, Ravi Agrahari book. What is nanotechnology, what is biotechnology, what is space science, what ISRO has done, all these basics you will be knowing from this book, you will come to know. The current development you have to update from the newspaper, whatever the newspaper you are studying, from that whatever the topics come from science and technology, try to update from that, and that is how you will be in a position to answer your prelims and mains questions, right? So this is all about science and technology. We have done the syllabus, we have done the sources. Now let's look into the environment sector. We will not look into disaster and disaster management today. We will concentrate now on the environment section. So environment, see, they have mentioned very briefly, and though environment is extremely important, when you look at the weightage given in prelims and also in mains, you will come to know that's extremely important, particularly in prelims, it has got a huge importance. So what are the topic in environment? So they had asked about the conservation of environment, related to conservation, environmental pollutions, degradations, environment impact assessments, So, this topic environment of late has been taking really the people entire the world around, they have been taking environment very, very seriously, because without a good environment, the earth cannot survive, the planet cannot survive, and so the humanity cannot survive, right? So extremely important that we take care of the environment. You would have been seeing that a lot of we are moving towards non-fossil fuels now, isn't it? Lot of research and development is going on in the field of non-renewable, isn't it? Renewable source of energy, not non-renewable, renewable source of energy like solar energy, wind energy and all, isn't it? So that is what you will be studying under the environment section. So you will be seeing that a lot of electric car and electric vehicle, this FAME scheme also you would have heard about, for popularizations of electric vehicles and all. And why is it so? To protect the environment, right? Because the fossil fuel create more pollutions, already we are going through the global warming and all. So all the issues related to pollutions. So you must have heard about air quality index. Particularly, Delhi has been always been in news that it has a very poor quality of air quality index. So pollution, the measurement of air pollution, particularly air pollution by the air quality index, the different type of pollutions, issues of global warming, climate change, solid waste management, electronic waste management, all this topic which relates with your pollutions and which spoils the environment, and also how to deal with these things, how to deal with all these problems, that will be the part of your environment and ecology. As well as you see, environment impact assessment. What is environment impact assessment? So basically, for any development project, when we go for any development project, we need to assess how it will impact the environment. For like, you are going to build a huge dam, or even you are going to build the road. So for that road, how many trees you are cutting, what impact it will have on the environment, or for when you are build a dam, how much of land will be submerged, how much the forest land will be submerged, what the environmental cost will be there. We also build roads and huge tunnels and dams in the very eco-sensitive zone like Uttarakhand and all, and we have been seeing the environmental impact in terms of disaster, huge disaster, isn't it? So the development must align with the environment, isn't it? The ecology and environment of that place. It should not disturb the natural ecosystem of that place. So that's what you are going to study under the environment section, and that's extremely important topic. Let's look the source from where you need to study. So for this, NCERT class 12th biology subject, last 4 chapters, that is 13, 14, 15 and 16. That deals with the environment section. You can, the basics, you will be coming to know about the basics, the ecosystem, the trophic labels, the food chain, all kind of things, the biodiversity, that you will come to know from 13 to 16 chapters. So please read NCERT biology. Apart from that, this is a good source. This is a good source. You can refer this PMF IAS material for environment. It's quite updated also. So this will do both your prelims as well as your mains. But before that, please read the NCERT. NCERT we recommend for all the subject because it gives you the basic understanding. So please read the NCERT 12th class book bio, last 4 chapters, to get the good basic idea about the environment, and then you can read this book. It will cater both your prelims and mains requirement, right? So not much source, simple source, stick to that. And updation, for updation, as see, for every subject you need to update. For that you can do it from your newspaper, magazines. If you are reading the newspaper regularly, you will be updated about all the aspect of your UPSC preparation, right? I hope you got the clarity about the sources. So we have discussed the syllabus of science and technology, the sources, and then we have discussed the syllabus of environment and the sources from where you need to study, right? Now let's look into the weightage given in the prelims. So you see science, so good number of question, isn't it? So around so 10 to 15 question, you see 10 to 15 question in your science and technology. It will vary from 10 to 15 in science and technology. And environment, you see good number of question. I would say on an average 15 questions, on an average 15 question every year from environment you will be getting from in your prelims from environment section, around 15 question almost every year. It could be more also. So the weightage is very, it's a humongous, more number of questions being asked. So please take it very seriously. Both are very, very important. Now let's look into the weightage given in the mains. So mains, we have already seen the weightage. Yeah, look at the weightage given to environment section. So we have seen few years, we have collected the data of these 3 years. So the environments, see, they had asked 20 marks also, they asked 20 marks also, but they had asked 55 marks questions also in environment section, isn't it? So adequate preparation is important. Similar way for science and technology, you can say 30 to 35 marks, 30 to 35 marks for science and technology, and for environment it could be from 35 to 55 marks, isn't it? So good weightage is given in your mains also, but more weightage has been given in your prelims. So please take care of both these subjects from the prelims and mains perspective. So what we have discussed today, we have discussed the syllabus of science and technology, as well as, so let's have the recap, better have the recap. So this is what we have discussed, the weightage given in the mains, and then we have studied the science and technology, the syllabus we have discussed. We have also discussed from where you need to study the sources. So these are more than enough sources, no need to go beyond that. Apart from these sources, you can update it from the current affairs, that is the newspaper or magazines. Then environment sections, we have seen the syllabus. We have also seen the sources of studies. We have also seen the prelims, what is the weightage of science and technology and environment. And then we have seen what is the weightage given in the mains. So with this, I am winding up the session. We'll meet in the next session of GS paper 3, where I'll be discussing about the last section, that is disaster management and security. So we'll look into we'll decipher the syllabus, we will decode the syllabus, one thing, and then we'll also look from the point of view what sources, and also we'll try to discuss few questions of mains for security and disaster management. So thank you, all the very best.